So the day has finally come. I've been spending some time with this game. I play games slowly, so I've not gotten very far at all. I've been spending my time on the few areas in the game that I've been looking for as much stuff as possible, trying to find everything. I don't want to miss anything. And that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been playing the game. I grew up in a time where most parents, if your parent was anything like my mom, she wasn't going to sit there and let you play games all day long. So I got used to playing video games in short spurts. Now, there were times, vacations and weekends, where I got to maybe play a little bit more. Even on weekends, I didn't play that much. So I got used to playing games that way, and I play games the same way now. I don't beat games quickly. A game like this is, from everything I've heard, it's a short game, doesn't take long. It will probably take me I maybe a month and a half or so to beat this game just because I won't play it consistently. I'll do 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. I spent my time, I did take some time the past few days just playing through, going through the same level, looking at a bunch of things, and I am really impressed with this game. I'm not going to go over all of the specs, frame drops, talk about all of that. There's enough channels that do that, enough guys that go into all of the specs that you don't need me for that. I'm just going to tell you I enjoyed the game. I don't feel cheated at all. At no point playing this game did I feel like this was a dumbed down version of what was on other platforms. I did not feel like that at all, not at any point. And I've watched video after video after video of people playing on PC, Xbox Series X, Series S, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro. I've watched it all. I've watched someone play this game on a PC completely specced out, everything turned on, and the game looks flawless. Obviously, you're not going to get that out of the Nintendo Switch 2, but here's the thing. It there is a gap. I'm not telling you there's not a gap, but when I looked at that image, that video from that PC, and then went to play on my Switch, I was like, yo, I don't feel like I'm getting a dumbed down version of this game. Obviously, some of the lighting and some other things are not as polished as a PC, but I got the full experience. There's something to be said for that. This is probably the best brand new game, like brand new IP, never been around before, that I've played in many years. I want to get into this article right here from NintendoLife.com, Pragmata Switch 2 review. Now, there a lot of these reviewers go over way more technical than I do. I just go over whether I enjoyed it or not, whether I feel like my experience was kneecapped, and it wasn't. The arrival of a new Capcom title is always worthy of fanfare when it's a new IP launching simultaneously on the Nintendo Switch console. It becomes a real cause for celebration. Pragmata joins Resident Evil Requiem in the ranks of heavy hitters running like a dream on Switch 2, and it is. It is. I'm not a pixel peeper, frame watcher, whatever you want to call it. If I can enjoy a game and it's fun and the story is decent, I would say this is a gorgeous game with amazing gameplay built around a solid story. Like, this is solid all the way around. I've heard people say that this is in the contendership, at least as of right now, for Game of the Year. Of course, people are singing the praises of Resident Evil Requiem, and that game, there's no doubt in my mind that game will definitely be nominated. The game has been steadily gaining hype since its announcement in 2020. And when the demo dropped on the eShop in February, it showcased a unique puzzle-infused spin on third-person shooting and gorgeous sci-fi aesthetics. You know what I'll say? At no point now, like I said, I'm playing around in the same area, seeing all I can see, trying to get every item. And I don't get bored of the combat. Like, not once have I gotten bored with the combat in Pragmata. And of course, obviously, I haven't played endless hours, but enough that if I was going to get bored, it would have happened. And I'm telling you, it hasn't happened. Pragmata's lunar colony is a bright, vibrant setting that recalls the future tech maximalism of genre classics like Platinum Games' Vanquish. The lavish art style will be familiar to fans of director Yonggi Cho's work, whose credits include stylized Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, Near Automata, and Resident Evil 3. Again, heavy hitter games they're comparing this to. And I'll say that this, like, the experience I'm having on my Switch 2 is so enjoyable that I almost didn't expect the Switch 2 to be this good. What I expected is a minimal increase from the Switch 1, some really good games, probably not a lot of third-party support because, it would be underpowered in such a way that it couldn't perform at all. And that's just not the case. I'm not going to say the Switch 2 can pull off every game, but man, it's pulling off games that I didn't think was going to be possible. And when I was watching the Game Awards and I saw that Switch 2 logo on Pragmata, just after seeing that ad, I was super hyped. I was like, okay, this is one I definitely want to pick up. And pre-ordered it. Of course, you had to wait for the time to be able to play it. You couldn't play it early. And man, when the clock struck midnight, I was on this game, played for a little bit, didn't play really long. Like I said, getting used to it, playing around in the same area. Wow. The gigantic lunar research facility is a locale that seems rife with technological promise when a dispatch team lands to investigate comms disruption, a hub of Luna filament production, which is basically 3D printing crossed with the holodeck from Star Trek. It is. Really, this is so many unique ideas introduced in this game. The hacking and shooting thing, man, that was whoever came up with that idea, whoever on the team came up with that idea, man, that person needs a raise. These people sure love printing. One character exclaims, yeah, did say that. It doesn't take long for them to realize that something has gone horribly wrong. As many TV shows, movies, and video games we have where AI goes rogue and takes over, you'd think we'd be more cautious with AI. You like over the years, even before modern technology, there were stories told where AI was involved and AI really just ran amok and caused nothing but problems. Who knows? Separated from the rest of his squad, when the proverbial hits the fan, Hugh Williams meets an android in the form of a little girl with her ability to weaken the hostile automatons that seem to want Hugh dead. The two join forces to escape the facility, and the bond that Hugh builds with Diana, I can't remember what her robot, android designation is, but he named her Diana, and she got all excited about that. That dynamic, I'm like, yo, it's a classic hero's tale, is what it sounds like. And I kind of can't wait to see how this game matures as I play more and get, toward the end. From, like I said, from what I heard, it's a quick game, about 10 hours. And I'll definitely take longer than that. And it'll probably take me, because I don't game consistently, it'll probably take me a month and a half to 2 months, maybe even more, to beat it, because again, I don't game consistently. Far more than a gimmick to drive the innovative combat system, Diana, the name granted by her new guardian, becomes a central to the narrative. Pragmata's story is pushed along by the growing relationship between genuine, nice bloke Hugh, he must be from the UK somewhere, Hugh, and his precious young uh, protectee. Frequent stops along their journey see Diana learning life lessons from Hugh's home homespun anecdotes. These moments are always a treat, and you'll want to seek out every opportunity for the pair to bond. You really do. You really do. I was thinking that this game was gonna feel maybe redundant and forced just because the nature of the combat. And I don't know how they managed to do it, but it doesn't really. It doesn't feel forced at all. And it adds enough that it really just makes you want to play more. This is the type of game that I could see myself beating and coming back to play certain levels over and over again just because it is really that much fun. Uh there there's a story outside of this buddy road trip, a mystery to unravel about what happened on a lunar facility, along with an antagonist in the form of rogue AI Edis. Still, the relationship between the protagonists is really what pulls you in. And really, that's the truth. The relationship between Hugh and Diana and Pragmata is like it's the connective glue that makes the beautiful visuals and the amazing gameplay stick together incredibly. Like it just really such a good job on this game, man. I was not expect I was expecting to enjoy the game, but this Pragmata reminds me of one of those games. Now, when I say this, don't go crazy in the comments. I'm not saying this is Metal Gear Solid. I'm saying that feel when Metal Gear Solid was created and you knew this is a staple game. That's what Pragmata feels like. It feels like one of those games that's like, oh, yeah, this is going to be one of those generation defining, console generation defining games. Like when you think of this generation of game consoles, Pragmata will be one of those games that's mentioned in the conversation. Like, oh yeah, that was when that game Pragmata came out. So definitely looking forward to digging deeper into this game. I'm not going to read the whole article. I don't want to spoil the game from anybody who's just playing it, but suffice it to say, this game right here, when I tell you it's fantastic, if you don't own it, you are on the fence and thinking about buying it, I'm telling you, don't wait.